Okay. Hello to whoever is tuning in. Um, the sound should be working now. I have to admit this is really weird, not being able to hear myself. I have a new camera, so I should be streaming in HD now, but the stream appears to be a few minutes behind wherever the video is actually at. Um, if you're having any type of weird feedback or you can't hear, feel free to comment and let me know. Um, at some point, I'll get some streaming music. I don't have anything I can run in the background right now yet, though. That's not supposed to be this way. Don't even remember what colors I was using on this. It's been a while. Hello. So, if the sound is doing anything weird, just let me know. Feel free to ask any questions. I think it should be working now. Kind of gray brown would be nice. I'll try that. That'll work. No, it's too bright. That's kind of a gray brown. Let's see. French brown actually would be good. French gray. There we go. Some of the dark French gray. What is that? It's maybe sandbar would work. 70% sandbar. Let me go home. I wanna go home. In the USA. USA. Seeking USA. Try to understand. Downtown. Let's do this. Die for you, I'll cry for you. You knock down to me, and you know too. Hello to whoever just tuned in. Away, take me away from you, Jamaica. Take me away with you. With you. Send out my love. Roses never fade. Send out my love. Much more than I could give. When they get not to know with me. Send out my love, memories remain. Send out my love. Roses never fade. But my love, when I turn name on me. Send out my love. How about now? Can you hear me at all? Wonder why it's muted. The whole thing muted. How about now? Can you hear me at all? Oh. Oh, where did that go? What did I do? Did I get frosting in my hair? Well, hi. How does the video feed work then? I had the wrong mic off. Does it look clear or and clean, or I mean it does on my end, but sometimes it's hard to tell. I wish YouTube made a noise when it dinged. Oh, apparently he's not there now. Oh, there goes my music. Ooh, that sucks. this side up a little bit more. Huh. Yeah, it's only showing that one person's watching, so I wonder if people viewing from the app don't get included. Because I found out when I first logged in that when I open it, it counts myself as watching. Which also didn't make any sense to me. I mean, of course I'm watching, I'm running the stream, you know. Yeah, it's still not showing that you're watching. That's funny. So far, it seems to be streaming okay. It counted you for like the first minute you were here, and then it didn't. Now it just says the one. Oh, the stream froze. Oh, my computer's being glitchy. Ah, what did I do? Oh, the stream froze. Never mind, user error. I'm just being dumb. Apparently, I'm hitting things in my keyboard and not realizing it. See, now it says it's two watching, but I don't know if it's counting you or if it just added someone else. Ah, what did I do? Oh, the stream froze. Oh, whoops. Infinite loops. I'm hitting. Never mind. That's what I meant to do. So next time I'll have to live stream the cake that I'm making. Okay, well, let's see. If there's anybody watching that it's not counting, since it doesn't count very well. This is a Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep that I'm doing in Luminance, Polychromos, and Prismacolor pencils on an ampersand pastel board. And the marker pens that you're occasionally seeing me pick up are all just filled with a little bit of odorless paint thinner, like would be used in oil painting. They just have different size nibs on them. And there's something that I use periodically for blending my base layers underneath my detail work. It helps to fill in a bit of the tooth and make my colors a little bit more even. And it helps to blend colors together so there's more, you can get more colors out of the pencils that you have that way because you can actually blend them and work them that way. I use that on a lot of the different surfaces I work on for colored pencils. I've used it on watercolor paper, and there are some surfaces I've used it on, but I generally prefer not to. When I work on the black Strathmore paper, I generally seem to not use it because the paper seems to just take color really well. But for working on these boards, sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. But for this larger piece, it's making a huge difference. This is the largest colored pencil piece I've ever started and worked on. It's an 11 by 14 hard panel. It has a very rough surface, almost kind of like a very fine grit sandpaper. They're made for working on in pastels. I've yet to actually use pastels on one of these. I started this guy sometime in the end of September. While I was actually down, supposedly on vacation in Oregon, because I bring art with me everywhere I go. And he's just been hanging out since I got back because I've been working on commissions, and the move with the new studio just kind of ate up a lot of the free time that I had for working on some other things. I hope to do some commissions via live stream, and I'm hoping to be able to do continuous live streams from here on out, and hopefully be streaming at least once or twice a week. If you like my work and you would like to support it, I also have a Patreon set up where you can now go on and sign up for some of my work. One of the perks I'm hoping to be adding to the Patreon will be special streams that are for Patreon viewers only. And at some point, if I get anybody who signs up for it, I'd like to do a special once a month stream for Patreon, where I will just sit here and draw your requests for a couple hours. And those streams will be done through Tiger Dial, so they will be password so that only Patreon viewers will be able to see them. No, you're not missing any comments. I'm just kind of rambling because my music died in my MP3 player, so it's awkwardly quiet now. You know, because who doesn't like listening to an artist talk to themselves while they do art? I don't know, I was kind of hoping more people would show up to watch my stream than just me. So at least you're watching. If anybody else is watching, my guess is that they probably don't have a YouTube account. So I wonder if like it's a visitor watching who doesn't have a YouTube account, if it counts that as a viewer or not. My assumption is views just counted by people who come to a page to look at something, so I don't know. I'd like to be able to like have some music for my streams, but I need to find some stuff that's royalty free that I'd like to work with, because I'm used to listening to like classic rock and stuff. And I think anything from a certain age range and older is Creative Commons once the singer or writer is passed, but I don't know, it's debatable. Some things they jump on me and some things they don't. No, I'm just a boring person and I ramble. So how was your day, John? Or Artemis. I should call you Artemis. Well, currently, you're the only one who has posted anything into the chat. My only complaints is that YouTube doesn't tell me when I get a message, so I have to like look physically at the screen, and that it feels kind of like an awkward one-way conversation since I can't have my sound on. I don't know, maybe there's a way to make the chat make noise. I can view active users, and I can add or remove moderators. I can't play that for 4 hours. That would be awful. That would drive me nuts. That would just run people away. It'd be funny, though. Oh, apparently I can add moderators. Yeah, you are the only active viewer in the past 5 minutes. Is it raining there? Because it's been raining here. See, now it says 2 watching, so I think that's me and I think that's you. And if this is working properly, which it should be, I'm also recording this feed, which means I will be able to actually make time lapses out of these, which is great. That excites me. Not that it matters because I'm missing most of the time lapse from this. Did Windstone do any grab bags that they released or anything, or is it just what they're working on right now? By the way, to anybody else who might be watching and comes back to look, you should look up Windstone Edition's page. They have Melody Pena is another very good artist who I'm friends with, and she has extraordinary sculpture work. So seriously, you should look them up and subscribe. Yeah, I get that the ping noises would be annoying, but at the same time, it would at least be nice to know that I'm getting a message. I mean, I guess live streaming, they want you to be looking at the camera, though, so... It's like, between looking at the camera or, doing this down here. But I guess it depends, because I obviously don't have a very active live stream, and then there are other artists who are doing really well who live stream, and they get, like, 500 viewers in the time that they're working, which is great. How much do your guys' live streams usually get viewer-wise? I think the last one I watched, I popped in and it said 20, but it had just started and I didn't get to watch very much of it. So the horn in the sky is not entirely that photorealistic. I really like the Alvin color, it's really pretty. But I want it to match the other horn because I can't like just go back and redo the other horn to make it more realistic. I mean, it's kind of an artist interpretation to make it look more three-dimensional, I guess. You know, I didn't actually like the Mother Dragon or the Father Dragon sculpts until I actually got one, and now I really like them. Not very many what? I don't remember what I said. What's the... Oh, yeah. What's the most people you guys have ever had on a stream that you can remember? I mean, I'm sure you have more than, like, 2 people. Well, that's not bad. I mean, Windstone hasn't been live streaming that long, right? totally overdoing the color on here. Let's see, I need to darken that edge up. Let's do this. So like after I do this horn, I have to start on the what are the unicorn ones? Yeah, the unicorn ones seem to be really popular, especially the young unicorns. Considering how often the tangs on those break when they get dropped, I'm surprised I don't get more repairs for them. I've had several people bump me for repairs and say, yeah, I want it, and then they like just never get back. I'm like, well, I can't fix it if you never send the piece, and then they just never get to it. Let's see, let's do this one here. I don't know, I find them pretty entertaining. I enjoy them. I guess it depends on what your definition of entertainment is. You're not that boring. I mean, I hang out with you, so obviously you're not. Oh, really? I didn't think you'd been live streaming that long. Well, still just my opinion, but I think if you got Melody to actually do some live streams or do something with her painting stuff and live stream that, I think that would get a lot of attention. Yeah, true. I don't know. Most of the Windstones that I've gotten for repairs are either the shelf broke, it was moving damage eBay, or the cat got on the counter kind of thing. It's usually eBay or cat got on the counter. There was someone I was talking to who has an entire room devoted to Windstones just so that the cats can't get near them. And somehow the cat got in there and broke one anyways. Because cats. Well, thank you for watching my stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know how that goes. How does that relate to Windstones, though? Like, just where people put them? Well, once they break the first one, they don't break them again. Unfortunately, if you have a cat, that just doesn't seem to work very well. I mean, and now I just know where to put things that the cat won't mess with them, but still. I have a good cat, and she still breaks things. I'm going to say the mortal enemy of not just knickknacks, but of anything that happens to exist on a shelf in a home that you don't want them to touch. Because if you don't want them to touch it, they will touch it. Fish tank, gone. Dishes, gone. That piece of meat you left on the counter to go use the bathroom before you ate breakfast, gone. Eggs, gone. I mean, if you leave it out, it's cats. I mean, for dogs, it's the floor, but cats just get on the counter and go wherever they want, so. So a few of the things I'm going to be... Yeah. One of the more unstable ones I noticed are the phoenixes. We had those little earthquakes, and those were enough to knock them over. Now, I'm considering... So one of the things I'm going to be doing to help garner stuff on my page, likes and attention, and just to get my work going further is... I'm going to try and do a bunch of holiday kind of giveaway things. Is that a sealer? Is it the pens here? No, these are not sealers. So, remember when I was down there, I have paint markers full of paint thinner. And I use the paint thinner to blend the pencils together and to soften edges. The whitest stuff I put on. This is just a white colored pencil. The only other white thing I've used on these are gel pen, but I'm not using any right now. I used some white colored pencil, which is what I was doing on the horns. But yeah, these marker pens are just full of odorless paint thinner. It's clear. It just helps to tone down the colors. You're probably seeing the reflective shine in the light because I've got a lamp up here and I've got a lamp up here and I have my back headlight. Yeah. It's Mona Lisa odorless paint thinner. It's normally used in like oil painting work. I don't even know where to start in the background for this. I mean, the background on this is like a grassy field, but I wanted to do something else, but I don't think it'll look right. Yeah, it's because of the light reflecting off of it. When it's wet, it has a shine to it as it dries. I mean, I can just put it on any surface and you'll see it'll make a nice big wet puddle. And then it'll dry and be clear. It's just the reflection. And I use it to blend things, but I don't want to go over it with another pencil right after I've blended it, because if it isn't dry, it'll sometimes make a mess. But I just use it to soften some edges. The only thing, though, is I use the paint pens because they're cleaner. But I can't really control how much they put out, to where if I want a real fine, low amount of thinner, I can pull out a paintbrush, and I have a jar of odorless thinner here. I guess it's after 5 o'clock, but I can just keep working. I don't really have a place to go. 5 o'clock just seemed like a reasonable time to write down. Do I ever use sealer in the middle? You can, but that's more often seen with pastels. I mean, I've never had a reason to. So the purpose with using sealer is to add more tooth to the paper so you can add more layers. And so if I run out of tooth, then I would have to add sealer to continue. But this surface, I have never run into a layer limit on. It's a sanded surface meant to take pastels, and colored pencils are a lot thinner. And part of the reason I use paint thinner is because the paint thinner actually thins my layers so that I can add more layers. So, and different pencils react differently. So, like Prismacolor pencils on their own, you can maybe add 3 or 4 layers. If you use paint thinner, you can add 15 or so layers of color. With polychromos, which are oil based, you can pretty much just go on and on because they break down pretty well, and I think you top out around 20 or 25. And with luminance, it's about the same, 20, 25-ish layers. So it depends on how many color layers I'm adding on. Not using the paint thinner, really. That's why I have all these different markers, because some of them have smaller nibs, and some of them have big honking fat nibs, like this one. So I just use a smaller one. And really all it takes once it dries is just going back over with another pencil to sharpen it up a little bit, you know, and I can just go in with the same color. So I haven't really had an issue with it. I think it just really depends on preference. And I guess it's how smooth you want something to look, because if I want something real textured and furry like this, you can see I have a lot of detail in the face. The back I phased out, but I didn't put as much detail in the back because I want to look less in focus. So I went over it with paint thinner again and then added a little bit of pencil and then just left it out of focus. So I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'm a terrible teacher. Yeah, there really are with a lot of mediums. That's why some mediums are a lot easier to do than others. Like, with colored pencils, your layers are always going to show through. And so you can build up layers and colors, but eventually the surface just can't hold anymore. And it's the same thing with pastels. You only have so much tooth to the paper. That's like how rough it is and how much it'll hold to it. And once you feel that tooth, it just won't take anymore. And it's found with wax-based pencils, especially like the Luminance and the Prismacolors, is they're wax-based pencils. So they're pigment bound together with wax, and as you draw, the wax rubs down, and wax doesn't adhere to itself very well. So once you have filled in all the tooth with wax, you just can't add anymore. And so the paint thinner breaks down that wax but leaves the pigment so that you can continue layering. Eventually, you just fill the tooth with pigment, though. So certain brands have thicker pigments, and some pencils are just really opaque, and some are really translucent. Which is why you'll see me work with like 4 or 5 different brands of white pencils, just because even though they're all technically white pencils, they have different pigments. So some of them are really opaque, like the Derwent. And some of them are a lot more translucent, like the Polychromos is a pretty translucent white. So you can use certain things for tinting and certain things for doing like fine white hairs. Yeah, it's just been kind of a lot of experimental and hit and miss, because some things work really well. Like over here on the face, the Derwent sticks really well, but I can't really add any more to this because for the most part I filled in the tooth here. So unless I want to go over in the thinner, I would pretty much lose it, but I don't want to, because I have so much white on top of it that if I go in with the thinner, I'm going to fill in all the grooves with white. And that's also why I have my gel pen, because when the tooth is filled, I can always go on top with gel pen if I need to do like whiskers or little highlights or flections, maybe fine hairs. It depends, but the thing with the gel pen is not by any means make a soft look at all. Sometimes it just makes a mess. So I use it sparingly. It's funny to see that the stream is so far behind me, but I'm not having any frame dropping today, so I'm doing pretty good. I mean, 2 hours and I haven't dropped a single frame. And this new webcam is great. Really, really glad that I got it. I'm not sure what to do with the other one. I was surprised. I thought I was going to use the other one for the stream, and this one just plugged right in and worked fine. I didn't have to fuss with it very much at all. It's like, oh, it works. I still turn the autofocus off because you put something flat under it and it doesn't know what to focus on. The surface looks smooth that I'm working on. You'd have to like feel it. It's really, it's like a really fine sandpaper, like an 800 grit. Oh, the camera. Yeah, it's great. I love it. It is. It's smooth and focused. Here, I got the box down here. This is a Logitech C920 HD Pro Reg webcam. I just picked it up today. It was $100. It's a full HD 1080p camera, 15 megapixels, with an HD glass lens. I mean, it's really, really nice. And if you have to use autofocus, it has a 20-step autofocus, which is really great if you're, have something in front. But since I'm on a flat medium, it's easier just to do manual focus, but you can do both. Actually, the autofocus on this is much cleaner than the autofocus on the other one. So I'm really, really, really glad I got this. Yeah, and it was pretty much just plug and play. Plugged it in, hooked up to a program, and was good to go. Frame rate. Well, the frame rate depends on what you set on your program. But this will do up to 30 frames per second, which is pretty average. I mean, you really only need 60 if you're doing something that moves excessively fast. Certain video games. Let's see, it's got it on here somewhere. Compatible with Windows 7, 8, and 10. 8's 264 video recording. 2-year warranty, good for Skype, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Full HD video recording, full HD video calling. You can do 720p HD calling, video calling. Dual stereo mics with noise reduction. Yeah, I noticed the sound on this just sounds a lot clearer. In general. Yeah, it has a tripod clip, so you can just hook it up to a tripod, but I have it zip tied to this ridiculous overhead stand. I mean, it's got its little fancy bells and whistles, panning and tilting stuff for, doing, like Skyping, but, I mean, I didn't get it for Skype, so. But yeah, the big thing with this is they have another one that's cheaper, but it doesn't have the glass lens. And the glass lens is just so clear. And the autofocus is pretty smooth. I have the autofocus off, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I don't know. I had to look up the specs on Staples. Yeah, I'm not having any dropped frames at all. There's no slipping, no issues at all. It's clean. It runs. I mean, it's great. Yeah, I know I have the lag. The video's running about 2 minutes behind, and I think it's got to do with how I start the video. Oh, look, Facebook is doing things. Oh, I gotta guess I can do the background. I can do it. See, it's dark brown and has like white all over the place. You know, just do like that. That's not yellow enough. Let's try this. Nope, that's too yellow. Let's do, how about that? I guess that works. I don't know, I have to do the dark colors first. Rather I can just do something real simple. Start by doing some black in here, I guess. Some point I want to figure out if I can airbrush this or not. I'd love to just like hook this up to an airbrush. This background is huge. I feel like I'm gonna make a mess. Okay, so I wonder, there is a buffering. I don't know how. Okay, let's go settings. Put. Well, at least my computer handles this beautifully. It's not even phased at all. I mean, let's see, I'm using 19% of CPU and I'm recording, streaming, running Facebook, Chrome, and the stream all at the same time. I mean, it's working great. Oh, what did I do? Scooching screens around the computer. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna cut the stream and call it good for the night. I mean, I got some decent work done on this. Now the background just needs done. I don't even know what to do with it. I'm just kind of like, might. I don't know. If I do that, then I have to go in and add some other colors on this guy here. Pretty sure this original image that I'm using was probably taken on a cloudy day. It's very yellow tinted. Okay, I'm gonna turn the stream off now. I hope to be, let's see what day is it? It's Monday. So I'm gonna shoot to stream on Wednesday or Thursday if anybody would like to join me. Thank you very much for streaming with me. And have an awesome day. Bye-bye.